James Martell here. WebmasterRadio.fm has something that every affiliate marketer should be buzzing about. Introducing the WebmasterRadio.fm mobile app, now available in the iTunes Store or on Google Play. Listen to our live stream at your leisure and download episodes of the Affiliate Buzz, plus sample episodes of great affiliate marketing shows like Affiliate Marketing Today and Affiliate Marketing Insider. For affiliate marketing news and information you can use right on your smartphone, download the WebmasterRadio.fm mobile app for iTunes and Google Play now.
WebmasterRadio.fm proudly presents the longest-running program on affiliate marketing. Welcome to Affiliate Buzz. Our hosts, James and Arlene Martell, are here to inspire, inform, and motivate you with expert insight, interviews, and information that will increase your bottom line. Advance your affiliate marketing efforts every week on Affiliate Buzz. Now, please welcome James and Arlene.
Hi, it's James Martell here. Welcome to another edition of the Affiliate Buzz. It's great to have you with us. Arlene is away today, but I do have a very special guest on the line, Lloyd Burrell, publisher and editor of electricsense.com, and we're going to be talking about turning your passion into traffic and profits. So if you have a topic you're passionate about and have been considering building a business around that passion, you'll be very interested with what Lloyd has to share. Now, before Lloyd joins us, just a reminder that if you have comments or questions at any time, you can visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/gotbuzzed. I've had the question many times over the years, should I be passionate about the topic I select? It's a great question, and as you will hear in my discussion with Lloyd, being passionate about your topic can have many great advantages. Lloyd, welcome to the Affiliate Buzz.
Thank you, James.
Lloyd, first of all, it's great to have you on. I know you and I have had many conversations. You're, of course, based out of Paris, France, and we've probably spent many dozens of hours on the phone over the last few years working things through. I know we've had some challenges, and we'll get a chance to talk about that probably in the next show. We're going to be doing a 3-part series here, talking with Lloyd about traffic building. It's something he's done very successfully, and it's something I know that listeners are always interested in learning the ins and outs of building a profitable online website. Before we do it, though, let me ask you, Lloyd, about electricsense.com. Tell us about your topic and why you were so passionate about building that website.
Yeah, well, my topic, a little bit unusual. It's EMFs, which is electromagnetic fields. It's unusual because, well, I'm not a physicist, I'm not a biologist, I'm not a scientist of any shape or form. And it's a topic I got involved in purely by accident.
So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. It all started with me in 2002. That's kind of the beginning of the story. One day, my cell phone rang, and took it out of my pocket. I was actually working outside, and put it to my ear, as I'd done many times before, and this unpleasant feeling came over me. And it was kind of a bizarre thing I'd never felt before, kind of a dizziness, reeling sensation, a bit like when you've got a hangover. I wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and I finished the call, put the phone back in my pocket, thinking, was that my phone? And a few minutes later, cell phone rang again, and this time I felt this acute pain, and I kind of, tried to finish my call, and I was not feeling well, and very quickly, cell phone use became very difficult, and within a matter of weeks, I was unable to use cell phone, then cordless phone, computer. I started using my computer more, started getting the same effects using my computer. And even using my landline, just a regular corded, plugged-in phone, I started, to feel these effects. So I went to my doctors, reluctantly, because I'm not a big one for going to the doctor. And he kind of, poked and prodded and gave me the usual once-over. And he looked at me in the eye and he said, "Oh, it's stress." So I thought, yeah, okay. I wasn't feeling stressed at all. He said, "Oh, go on holiday, come back, you'll be fine." So I went away for a week with the family. I was fine. I came back, very first time my cell phone rang, boom, there it was back again.
Wow.
And so I went back to see the doctor, who recommended I went to see specialists, neurologists, had brain scans, blood tests, you name it. They ran every test they could to pass me. And basically they couldn't find anything wrong. But there was something wrong because I wasn't feeling well. Like an overwhelming fatigue that never went away, no matter how much I slept, constant headaches, prickly skin when I was around, these devices, joint pain, cramps, and more. So I thought I was going crazy, and this went on for 2 years. And I was kind of living in denial with this thing, just kind of, trying to, make the best of it and carry on as best as possible. And then one day, I got my, because I'm a stickler for reading a newspaper, I like my newspaper because I say I live in France, but I get a newspaper delivered from the UK, and it's called the Telegraph. Mm-hmm. And I was reading in there, and there was an article on a guy who's a chief executive officer of a public listed company. And this guy couldn't use cell phones, cordless phones, and so on. He was so ill he had to switch the electricity off at night to get to sleep.
Wow.
And I thought, well, that's me. And they gave a name to this condition in the article, and they called it electrical sensitivity. So that was kind of a big eureka moment, and when things really changed. Got in contact with a guy called Brian Stain, who was very helpful, through his secretary, because he couldn't use a phone or a computer.
Wow.
Well, there was good news and there was bad news. So the good news was kind of I knew that I wasn't going crazy, and I knew that I'd got something, and I subsequently learned a lot of other people, suffer with this. But the bad news was I learned there was no cure. So I started to get my act together, and I started to look for one. Started doing research, experimenting with different protocols, learning about EMFs and health, because I was absolutely clueless about this thing. And this is how I got involved in my topic, which is I created my website about electric sense.
So when was it, or what really gave you it's one thing to have the problem, but what gave you the idea to actually turn this into or start a website?
Well, I've always been attracted by the internet, always. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop with it. It's like, it makes my head spin, but in a good way. It's kind of the unlimited, possibilities that there are with the internet. It's just this thing about it. And so I wanted to start a site. And in 2009, I got an email through from somebody called Ken McCarthy, who I'd never heard of. Uh-huh. And I got this email through. I said never had heard of him, but I'd heard of a guy called Perry Marshall, and I was on Perry Marshall's list because I'd learned one or two things from him, because I dabbled with AdWords a little bit, and it'd been quite successful for my business. I got a rental business at the time, and I did some AdWords, and because I say I'm living in France, at that time nobody knew anything about AdWords very well. Nobody did it very well. So just with a fairly basic knowledge, I was able to achieve quite a lot. And as I said, I got this email through, so from this Ken McCarthy guy, and I realized that he was, sort of a force to be reckoned with. And he was holding this event in London, it looked exactly, what I needed to do, because I wanted to kind of learn about this and decide on the course of action. So I attended, and it was a really good seminar. And of course, in the bar, because it's always in the bar where everything happens at these events, we sat around talking, and somebody said to me, one of the guys said to me, what do you want to do on the internet? And I said, well, I have no idea. And he said to me, well, what's your passion? And I said, well, I don't know really. And then I just thought, well, I just start talking about the EMFs. And, I started explaining, well, what I've explained to you before, what I've gone through. And he said to me, well, you should do that. And so I thought, yeah, well, that sounds a good idea. And then I thought, well, yeah, the problem is I need to make money from this thing. And I wasn't convinced that I could make any money talking about EMFs. Because it was kind of nobody was really talking about it at the time. There didn't seem sort of much opportunity for doing that. And that's when I heard of somebody called James Martell, and that's when I came up with a better plan.
Interesting. Let's do this, Lloyd. I'd really like to explore that story further. I can see, though, we are up against the break. We'll be right back.
More Affiliate Buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
If you're constantly struggling to find more customers, revenue, or hours in the day, Infusionsoft can help you have the business you've always wanted. For over 10 years, Infusionsoft has been helping business owners just like you find the financial freedom and peace of mind you've been searching for.
I'm Scott Martineau, co-founder of Infusionsoft. If you're struggling to find more customers, more revenue, or more hours in the day, Infusionsoft is the proven solution you're looking for. Infusionsoft, the only all-in-one sales and marketing software created specifically for small businesses.
Learn more at www.infusionsoft.com/radio.
Looking for a white label SEO and social platform for your clients? Think
eBrands.
Free and unlimited SEO audit reports.
eBrands.
Premium Facebook apps and welcome page creators.
eBrands.
Twitter management app, analytics, and mobile site generators.
eBrands.
Let eBrands manage your search and social media campaigns and give you and your clients access to their white label dashboard, which have great reports that will wow your clients and deliver great ROI and results. Try eBrands for 30 days. Go to ebrandswithaz.com or call 1-866-625-5717. That's eBrands with a Z for
eBrands.
Ever wondered how you could have access to your own SEO expert, paid search specialist, or social media wizard? Looking for help with your affiliate, display media, or email marketing? Look no further than the folks at Fang Digital Marketing. Fang Digital specializes in both paid and organic search, social media, display, and mobile advertising solutions, and is staffed by industry veterans from Google, Yahoo, and one of the industry's most influential PPC experts. Fang Digital's award-winning staff stays on top of the latest in digital trends and offer tailored solutions so they can audit your progress and build a roadmap to your success. Learn more about their expanding range of full-service strategic marketing solutions at fangdigital.com. That's F-A-N-G digital.com.
Affiliate Marketing Today. Since 2004, the best source for affiliate marketing news, views, and education. Your source for getting the most out of your affiliate marketing strategies. Affiliate Marketing Today. On demand anytime. Inside the Affiliate Marketing Channel. Only on webmasterradio.fm.
Time now to hear some more Affiliate Buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Arlene is away, but I do have Lloyd Burrow, publisher and editor of electricsense.com, on the line, and we are talking about traffic building. Lloyd, if you could, that's a very interesting story. I don't know if I've heard that from you before. I didn't realize that was the connection. So remind me again then, if you would, how did you get in contact with me then after you learned of me, I guess myself, in London?
Well, it was kind of virtual contact. I came back from this event in London, and there was a pile of CDs which had arrived through the post, and which were recordings of the Chicago system event, the same thing, but which had taken place in Chicago. And of course, I never had time to listen to these CDs, so I loaded them up to my MP3 player. And then a few weeks later, we went on holiday, went on vacation, and I was sat on the flight. We actually went to the States that year, and so I was sat there on the flight, like a 14-hour flight, whatever, going to the States, and I was listening to these speakers, and you were one of them, and I was very impressed, actually. It was this is you're going to be flattering here. I remember what stuck in my mind was you were telling in this speech about how you used to work as a carpenter and how you were working out in the freezing cold outside, in the freezing cold weather in Canada, on the rooftops, in these sub-zero temperatures with wind chill factor and all the rest of it. And
frozen to the bone.
Frozen to the bone, literally. And when you got home, your darling wife, Arlene, she would run a hot bath, and you would sit in the bath for like an hour before you could feel the ends of your fingers and your toes.
Yep.
And this kind of struck a chord with me. And it was, you were telling this story. I think the point of this story that you told was that, compared to that, working on the internet, it's a doddle. And this struck a chord to me because I've done jobs like that as well. Not quite working in sub-zero temperatures, but, I always say to people, there's worse jobs than this. I know because I've done them. And this is true. So when I came back off my holiday, I sent an email to you, and I got a very helpful reply back from Arlene pretty promptly. And it just that's how it all started. And we talked about different things. We talked about the EMF thing. And what I decided was that I would start. We're doing some pre-built sites at that time, and you created a website on office furniture, and I enrolled for your training program to learn about SEO and traffic building and so on and so forth. And basically, my plan was to do this website to pay the rent. And Electric Sense was to be the hobby. So I was doing them both in parallel. And that's how it kind of went on for some time until I kind of realized, I very quickly realized that Electric Sense was becoming the dominant of the two. And basically I was applying what I learned through my training with you to Electric Sense. And that's how it all started.
It always amazes me when we pick a topic, and I would like to dig into one site versus the other, maybe in the next time, in the next episode. But it amazes me when a site comes together. It always reminds me of what Hollywood must go through on a large scale when they spend all this time, effort, and energy and money to develop a movie, and they never quite know which one is going to soar and go through the box office roof, I guess. And I'm really looking forward to talking about the Office Desk site. But let's do this. Let's transition, if we could, over to Electric Sense, and we'll leave that for the next show. But let's talk about Electric Sense. Would you mind sharing, just to kind of tee this up, what your traffic stats are for that? Because that was a bit of a sleeper. You weren't expecting this, and we weren't even focused on that one.
It was a sleeper, yeah. It took a while to get off the ground. Almost a year, I'd say, really. For almost a year, I was kind of in single figures, and I kicked off with the idea in the October, and it became a website in the December of 2009. And it wasn't until October, November 2010, so nearly a year later, that I was kind of getting up to the 50, 100 visits a day. And then it kind of grew pretty consistently after that. And I'm now at, it's not unusual for me to get 1,000 visits a day. And I actually looked at my stats on this on my Google Analytics, and I've actually had over 1 million page views on this website now.
So, needless to say, you have stumbled into a topic that is very, I don't know if popular is the right word, but I guess very impressive and popular to people that are suffering with the same ailment that you were with the cell phones and the electromagnetic field?
Electromagnetic fields, yeah, it's a little difficult to say the first time. Yeah, it's actually, there's a broad appeal. There are people which are, yes, electrically sensitive, and then you've just got people who are interested in, safeguarding their health and, wanting to learn about EMS generally. So, yeah, there's a fairly broad appeal, a lot broader than I thought initially.
Let's talk about where your traffic is coming from. I do know you shared that with me last week when we spoke, but for the audience, where does the traffic come from?
Yeah, well, it comes from all over the place, really. But yeah, Google is kind of the biggest single traffic source. Facebook is very popular for this topic. People like to, because there's all kinds of little subtopics around. Notably smart meters. I don't know if you know what that is, but these wireless utility meters which have been installed around, and that's created a lot of interest in the EMF topic, and a lot of people aren't happy about that, and it's kind of people have opened their eyes to this wireless phenomena. So Facebook is important for that, and then just kind of YouTube, but because I do videos, so that's a pretty good source of traffic. Got lots of shares on my or views, should I say, on my videos. I think I've got somewhere around 28,000 views on one of my videos, and I put a video out on Saturday, which I think when I looked about 3 days after, it was about 1,500 views, so that's another good source. And then, just kind of from other websites. So, I did quite a lot of guest posting. I do less now, but that's another source. And then I get people more and more who are taking my content and publishing it on their own website, which also creates traffic.
You mentioned YouTube, and I think we could probably talk about that in an episode or two. And I think we're going to do a 3-part. We decided, because you have got so much information to talk about. This area of turning your passion into a website, which equals traffic. When properly executed. You mentioned YouTube. I had a look at a number of your YouTube videos, and I don't know what your total number of views are, but these videos, I've noticed many 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. You mentioned one at 27,000. This adds up, doesn't it? This is a source of traffic that many people are not taking advantage of.
Yeah, because videos are. I don't particularly like doing videos. It's one of those things you got to bite the bullet, And when I first started doing them, you just say, well, what the heck? Let's just get on. Let's just do it. I guess that's the thing about the internet is if you want, you can kind of hide behind your screen or your keyboard. You don't have to be too visible. But I think if you do kind of put yourself out there, I think really the kind of times are changing a little bit, and that's something you always said from the beginning is, kind of be yourself and be who you are, and people will love you or hate you for that. And I think, doing videos is very much part of that, because you can't really be anything else but what you are in a video. No matter how many goes you have at doing it, what you see is pretty much the person, unless it's, kind of a very staged thing, which I don't think, most people don't really do for YouTube particularly, and certainly not on my level anyway. But there's a lot of value, I think, to doing YouTube videos.
I can see we need to take another break. We'll be right back with Lloyd Burrell, publisher and editor of electricsense.com.
More Affiliate Buzz coming up after we hear from our sponsors.
I'm John Ball, and I'm one of the founders of Page One Power. Page One Power is a custom link building firm based in Boise, Idaho. We increase search rankings and web traffic for world-class brands and mom-and-pop shops all around the globe. Our link building strategies work because we focus on relevancy and quality, and we don't outsource anything. Our in-house staff of professional writers and researchers is the best in the industry. We're the link builders you've been looking for. Visit us today at pageonepower.com.
Building better search engine rankings takes the right formula. Tracking those rankings is super simple. All you need is authoritylabs.com. Authority Labs uses automated daily rank tracking tools to monitor your site's performance or leverage their API to build your own tools. No matter what animal-labeled algorithms affect your ranking, you should be using Authority Labs. Unlimited users for no additional cost and white labeling can help keep your clients updated and save countless hours of creating reports, whether you're running sites with just a few.
Oh yeah, my day is done. Time for happy hour.
You're already done for the day?
Yeah, because I use certifiedknowledge.org. Their PPC tools literally save me hours every day.
How do you keep on top of all of Google's new features?
Easy. With Certified Knowledge, their interactive learning modules keep me up to date. And if there's something I don't know, I can watch their video lessons without having to hunt around the Google help files.
Great. I'm ready to expand my knowledge.
Hi, I'm Brett Geddes. I'm the only leader officially supported by Google to teach the advanced track of the AdWords Seminars for Success. I personally recommend CertifiedKnowledge.org as your one-stop shop for all your PPC needs.
Learn, optimize, connect. Be smart. Go to CertifiedKnowledge.org now. Best Search Strategies, where our hosts, Jamie Smith and Brian Lewis, discuss state-of-the-art search strategies and tools to help search marketers increase conversion and lower costs. Best Search Strategies, on demand anytime inside the Search Engine Optimization channel, only on webmasterradio.fm.
Time now to hear some more Affiliate Buzz on webmasterradio.fm. Here's James and Arlene.
Arlene is away, but I do have Lloyd Burrell, publisher and editor of electricsense.com, on the line, and we're talking about traffic building. Now, Lloyd, let's talk a little bit more about where that traffic is coming from. I do know you shared some interesting insight with me as far as people, I believe, was subscribing to your list through Facebook. Do you recall that conversation?
People subscribing to my list through Facebook. Well, Facebook, I got obviously the Facebook page, which is like a fan page where people like. People can subscribe through that page. They've got the possibility through the tabs of subscribing through there, and also people, subscribe. The major source of subscribers is directly from the website, from the web forms which are on the website, which are pretty much throughout on all the pages, or on all the posts, should I say. But yeah, they're it's on 95% of the website. Yeah.
So now, as far as traffic, you say it's coming from Google, it's coming from Facebook, it's coming from YouTube. We'll talk a little bit in the next episode about how you bring them back through your newsletter, and you've also kicked off a podcast recently. We'll get into that in the next episode. Let's kind of back up a little bit here and get back to the beginning, because I do know a lot of listeners are always thinking about starting a site, and one of the things that we need to do is to select a domain name at the very beginning, and I do know we're actually working on that with a project here in the office, and there's always a challenge. But how did the site begin, and how did you go about choosing your site name or your domain name?
Yeah, well, it was a dilemma. It's always difficult to choose a domain name, and I was kind of torn between, because at the time the accepted thing was to do a keyword rich domain name. So that would mean I would have had a domain name like something like electromagnetic fields, or EMF protection, or something like that. And I went against that because I wanted something which kind of encapsulated the site more, and that's how I kind of came about Electric Sense. It was actually talking with friends again that this kind of name evolved. In fact, I don't exactly remember whether it was my own idea or a friend's idea, but it was kind of, once I heard that, or once that came into my head, that was it. I knew it was right. And it was, so I chose Electric Sense because, well, electric, obviously, because it's electricity, which kind of means EMFs, and sense because sense as in common sense. So it was kind of bringing a common sense to this kind of topic, which is like, for most people, is just way over their heads kind of thing. So that was where the name came from. And then, so how did the site begin? Well, very simply and very cheaply. It cost me $50 to set this site up initially, and I just because I've had no technical knowledge at all, and I'm not interested in that at all. And basically, I just took somebody on VWorker. It's called VWorker at the time. It's now called Freelancer, and who did an excellent job. And it all came out one Christmas, with Christmas 2009. And yeah, it was a very exciting time. And that's really how it started.
You mentioned, and it's so true, early on, all of the domain names we registered were always keyword focused. It could be first in credit cards, or we used to have a number of series of sites that always had the keyword phrase in, and we've moved away from that a few years ago as well. And one of the rules of thumb that I always like to follow is if it can fit on a business card. I remember some of the domain names, and you've probably seen them, that are so long that they don't even fit on a business card. And so when you sat down with the group, and one thing I always encourage people to do when they're looking to select a domain name or do something of the sort is to pull people together, because you probably find it, everybody loves to help you brainstorm. And so give us a little bit more on how that really came together, because I do know this is a real challenge for people at times, and you really want to get this right. So give us a little scenario there when you're sitting down to kind of work this out.
Yeah, I mean, it was more kind of working out what the site was going to be about. Really, that's what I kind of focused my energy on. And for me, that was just kind of what I like to do, is get away from that screen. Just sit in a chair. I go on the dining room table where there's no distractions, and the sheet of A4 paper, and I just kind of sit down and really get clear on what I wanted to do. And the website was really, as I say, it was a hobby, and it was about me really blowing up about something, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get up there and say, well, this is me. This has happened to me. I'm just an ordinary guy. Look, it happened to me. It could happen to you. And worse off, it could happen to your kids. And right from the beginning, I put a video on there because I wanted it to be authentic. I just wanted people to see, well, I put I used my real name, and I put a video on there, and I just and it was just very, simple. Just me talking to camera. That was my first one. I hated doing it, and I did it, I had to do it over and over, kind of get anything decent. Fiddling about with the lighting and so on and everything. And really, that's what I focused on, is getting clear on what I wanted to talk about, and working out kind of the structure of the site, or the bare bones. And then from that, it kind of grew into what it is today, which is kind of a resource on this EMF topic. And I always believed that if I could communicate effectively on this subject, because it's a kind of subject where it frightens people, because it's so, well, it frightens people for lots of different reasons, because it's about your health. So if it affects your health, it frightens you. But then at the same time, it's electromagnetic fields. It's that thing you say, but you don't really know what it is. It's like, okay, well, what is it? What are electromagnetic fields? And so I always kind of thought if I could demystify this and talk about it in terms which people could understand and do videos and show people what it all meant, then, that people would be interested and follow me. And really that's what seems to have happened.
Lloyd, I can see I wasn't watching the clock. I'm afraid we are out of time. New episodes of the Affiliate Buzz can be heard every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. You can access the archives for our previous show at webmasterradio.fm, jamesmartell.com, and on iTunes. Lloyd, I look forward to seeing you in the next episode, and thanks so much. And to our listeners, thanks for listening to another edition of the Affiliate Buzz.
This has been a presentation of webmasterradio.fm, the world's largest business-to-business radio and podcast network. We welcome you to sample past episodes of this program, as well as our complete library of programs, on demand or on the air via our 24/7 live audio stream at www.webmasterradio.fm. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and hosts and do not necessarily reflect those of webmasterradio.fm's management or sponsors. Any rebroadcast or redistribution without authorized consent of webmasterradio.fm is prohibited.